Wow, we're back with another episode. I'm here with my brother. I've been knowing this guy for years. You guys may know him as Tavarius Hall. I know him as Peanut. And we were speaking before the show, Peanut. I'll call you Tavarius for the sake of the show. But no, we were speaking and we were just catching up, and that's why the show is called Connecting with Creatives. And you know, we've been connected, pun intended, for years now, and to see it come full circle, it's been so like surreal. You know, I hit you up the other day, or literally yesterday. I was like, oh, I forgot that Peanut, as I'm going to call you, was in the space, the creative space that you are. So I just want to give you your flowers, man. You've been so solid. You've been so consistent all through middle school, high school, and, you know, your professional career has been, you know, a blessing to see, right? So now that I'm in the space that I'm in, I'm able to appreciate it and really kind of, you know, peel back those layers of like what you do. But just give a little, you know, as your role now, right? Yeah. As a senior digital team specialist for your current, you know, employer, give us a little insight of what you do on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so Adidas has they call it their ATS division, stands for like Adidas Team Sports. They're basically responsible for creating all of the product geared around sports for, you know, athletes. So, you know, you got your basketball, volleyball, soccer. So anywhere from youth to college to pro. So that's one avenue they create products. So that could be your jerseys, that could be cleats, accessories, everything. And then there's also another side of it that also creates the product for the fans. So those two entities kind of work together within ATS, and I work in there. It's a collateral marketing. It's kind of a hodgepodge of many things, but we're basically responsible for all of this product that they create, mainly the apparel. It has to get shot, produced, and uploaded, you know, to these various sales platforms for salespeople, for our retailers, for businesses. So we're responsible for creating that imagery, shooting it, editing it. So I spend a lot of time in Photoshop. And then B, we also help support and create, you know, marketing / collateral tools. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop. We get the actual product that they create before everybody gets to see it, before it goes to blah, 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 because the product has to be put somewhere for retailers to buy it, people to see it. So yeah, we shoot it, we edit it. We also shoot it in other various ways to support, to create marketing and, like I said, collateral tools. So it's a bunch of different things going on like simultaneously. So yeah, man, I mean, that part of it is, I've been kind of involved in it with Adidas for like 12 years. But I've been doing different parts or different entities of it. So now I'm kind of involved in like this product image shooting part of it now.
So, how big is your team?
Oh, man. So right now we have, bro, it's kind of crazy. Like we have two separate teams, but we're kind of merged. So I would say our team, photographer, 2-3 other designers, our manager. So what's that? 5-6 people currently.
Okay.
One.
So what is are you still hands-on? Or are you, okay. Do you really enjoy the hands-on parts of it?
Bro, I will say, yes, man. To me, the hands-on part of it, being able to, when we like physically get product is always cool to me, man. Getting to see stuff, what the, like product teams and the designers have worked on to be able to get the product and see it and, kind of, you know, shoot it and bring it to life for them to use as a sales need. And then also see it on websites like Adidas.com, Dick's Sporting Goods. And then to also be able to take it even further and to be able to shoot it other ways or do other things with it to be able to like creatively show like some of the features of the product or what it could do or technology within it. So yeah, man, it's a lot, bro. So yeah, it's very hands-on every day. And yeah, I love that part about it. And I love my favorite part is working with other people.
Right. So how surreal, or when did you have that moment and like, you know, actually seeing the work that you've done and along, you know, collaboration with your team, like manifest and out there in the real world? When was that first like moment for you?
Oh, bro, that had to be like, oh man, when I like first started. So back in the day, we used to have the NBA contract, right? And so we came out with this. They came out with this new Swingman jersey that had a new technology, and I got to do a kind of supportive marketing piece that had like a like Brooklyn Nets jersey shot. They had shot this jersey on this model and sent it to me, and I just remember putting together this kind of cool like marketing piece for it. And yeah, man, I just remember seeing it on like different sites. So that was like surreal to me. And then also we did a when we had the NBA contract, also there was a Christmas jersey they came out with the short sleeves. I don't know if anybody remembers that when they first started doing the sleeve.
I do. Wait, that was like LeBron, Steph?
Yeah.
That one?
They did a commercial where it had LeBron, Steph, and I think Rose.
Kawhi?
At the time.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was like the Nets, whatever. So I ended up doing some kind of creative they needed me to do for it. And we got in, we worked very closely with the with the NBA. But I remember getting an email from one of the like lead designers in the NBA and saying, hey, we love what you did for your design for the Christmas jerseys. Can you send us those files so we can use them? So yeah, man, bro, it's just been, real sometimes.
That's amazing. So you designed those, what you designed the jerseys?
No, man. There's marketing. So like there's two sides to it, bro. There's an actual team that designs the product, but once the product is designed, man, it has to go into like sales and marketing materials, whatever. And these help support the sales of the jerseys, whatever. So at that time, I was working on like sales collateral, but I was also still doing it, marketing stuff. And they wanted to use the design I had did on the NBA.com website to like a cool marketing creative of the jerseys.
Nice. I understand, man. That is so like, who can say they actually work with the NBA and, their work actually got put on display, right? That's like, it's a small percentage.
That's awesome sometimes, man. Sometimes it's surreal.
So you still get those moments, right? In your career, like to this day, like you still feel like you're pushing the needle, right? So what are you seeing though? Like, from your mentors, or do you have mentors? Who do you look to, for accountability or to sharpen your skill sets?
Right now, man, it's myself, man. I keep myself accountable for just, staying up on trends, checking out websites, reading articles. Like today is like I said, I'm off today or whatever, but today, man, I'm on websites looking at some like trends, just looking at things that have been happening in the market. I'm trying to keep up to date on, programs. So, man, it's just, I try to keep myself accountable, man. I still have a subscription to like Communication Arts. I don't know if you know that this is like a publication that's for like creatives, man. I still get for like printed copies of it and read, or digital, man. So I try to keep myself accountable, man. And I learned that early on in my career when I was working before Adidas, working at an ad agency with the creative directors and art directors, man. They were like, you always got to keep yourself up to date and on point. So yeah.
So let's talk about, so now we got where you're at right now. We got the Tavarius Hall, stage where you're at in the phase that you're in. But let's start at the beginning. Like, I'll touch on this. Like, I've been knowing you since middle school, and I've always known that you've been a consistent guy, disciplined, sports, athletics. But I did also recognize that you had a gift in art. So, who cultivated that art in you? Like, when did you recognize it?
Oh, bro, I would say, that was just something I was just, you know what, man? So, it's funny you said this. So, I would say back in elementary school, man, I've always been just like attracted to like drawing and doing like just weird stuff, whatever. But it's funny, man, I just reconnected with him the other day, but I had a buddy named Ben, who I went to elementary school with. And he was very good at drawing. We would draw together, but he taught me how to draw back in the day, man, we was all Bulls fans with Jordan. So taught me how to draw a Chicago Bull mascot, and we would also make basketball hoops out of the back of our notebooks with paper clips. And bro, it was I look back to the day and it was like, I feel like I remember that memory as being like one of the times like where I was just like very interested. Ben got me interested in drawing. And so since I was younger, bro, I was always very into like drawing. So yeah, took art classes throughout, elementary, middle, and high school. Eventually got into like a little bit of like kind of computer arts in high school school, I think we had like a CAD class. CAD was more so of like kind of like architecture stuff. So I was into, I would take freehand classes. I would take that class. And I was also into math. So the funny thing is after high school, I was into art. I was into math. I was taking CAD classes. I actually thought I wanted to be, I didn't know if I was smart. I wanted to be an architect because it kind of put two of the fields together. I could draw, I can do stuff on the computer, and mathematically I was good at math.
Not me.
Yeah, bro. So but that's a long story short. That's where it started from. I would say being probably in elementary school, and I was always into I think being growing up, being in the 90s, bro. We were always into like music and kind of creative and art stuff. There was a lot of things going on. I was intrigued by the starter jackets we used to wear, kind of cool designs. Yep. Penny Hardaway sneakers. Like there was a lot of creative, cool things. Michael Jordan, Mark O. Jackson, bro. You take all of that stuff, like you get a lot of inspiration. There was a lot going on during that time. McDonald's commercials, Grant Hill drinks.
Yeah, 90s was huge.
Yeah. So I think all of that stuff kind of like just fusing, man.
Yeah. So we go. We're at high school. You went to Purdue, right? You graduated from Purdue?
Yeah, bro. I ended up going to Indiana State. I was originally trying to go to, I don't even know if I applied there or not. I was thinking about Ball State because Ball State has a really good like architecture program. So I don't know if my grades were or were not. I can't even remember, but I remember I ended up applying to Indiana State. So I ended up getting in. Cool. Indiana State had this, they had a BFA program, Bachelor of Fine Arts. So it's like cool. It kind of has everything I want to do. I'll do a little bit of drawing, some painting, photography. I'll figure out, where I want to be. And then they also had a graphic design class. So ended up being on the computer, bro. So I ended up taking that class, I think my sophomore year, bro. And I fell in love with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't locked into doing any kind of like certain creative. If I wanted to do some kind of creative related to like sports, music, fashion, or anything, bro, like I could get on that computer and I could do all of these things. It's just wherever I want to take it from and wherever I want to get resources from.
So while you were at Indiana State, so did you have a mentor there? Like to really, once you found that they had a class, did you have a mentor?
Yeah. So my professor, Glenn, man, he was my graphic design professor, and he's actually the one that we'll talk about later that ended up getting me my job after college, whatever. But so Glenn was my professor, man, and we had it was funny, man. We had yes, he is my college professor relationship, but we would like go at each other every day, like joke and say little funny stuff, you know what I'm saying? But Glenn was my mentor, man. He was a professor there. Prior to him being a professor, he worked at an advertising and marketing agency, I think overseas. He would always tell me these stories about campaigns he would work on, things he would do. And he was very nitpicky about the work we would do within class. Like he was on me all the time, man. Like I would try to cut, corners because I'd be out, hey, kicking it or partying, and then this project be doing this day, and I would try to cut little corners, and he would notice that, but he would be on me. And he's also one of the ones that I think to this day, like the communication arts that I was telling you about, like he always had those in his office too. So, but he was definitely like a mentor to me, man. He stayed on me. He gave me advice. We would talk about things outside of class, man. We would go to lunch together. We just really clicked, man. To this day, I keep a little bit of contact with him on Facebook, man. But he was definitely a mentor to me during that time.
So is it safe to say that, and you've had other mentors play sports, is it safe to say that, I want to know, did he do that with all of the other students? Like take that liking?
I don't, you know what? I'm not sure, man. I don't think so. I remember seeing another student, I think his name was Lamar. Like we would just joke with Glenn a lot, man. So I don't know. It was a funny kind of like, he's our professor, but it was also like a friend kind of thing. But I don't know if he took, I remember him, taking the liking to Lamar too, though. But it could have been also, we were very vocal students. I wouldn't be who would just come to class and kind of just sit in the computer and wouldn't talk. I would, talk, ask questions, we would joke. Right. Maybe we were more vocal or more interactive with him. And so that maybe had him interact with us more. But I don't think he may have been a little bit with Lamar, but like I felt like me and him definitely talked a lot more. So I don't know.
That's awesome. So I'll put on my coaching, hat right now. I was a strength and conditioning coach, as you know, for years. But when I find someone that is putting in the work, they care about it, they're engaging, I'm going to give a little more effort to those athletes. And it's fair, right? Like a lot of people might hear this and say like, that's unfair. No, I'm going to give everybody attention, but I'm going to give a little more attention to the ones that are responding to what I'm saying. So that's kind of like the relationships as you're talking about with your mentor, Glenn. I have or still have with my athletes to this day. So it's like you guys just connect. So let's move forward, man. Like how was for the kids that are aspiring to be on the level and have the success as you have, give them your story about life after college. Was it sweet?
Bro, oh man. Bro, it was life, man. Life has this like, you gotta take the flow with how it goes, right? So yeah, I ended up graduating. I was like, cool, man, I'm about to apply for all these jobs. Got my degree. I'm doing what the world told us to do and how it should go. I'm about to get a job, man. I'm about to make some money. Yeah. And then, I applied for a bunch of jobs, bro, and nobody was getting back with me. So I ended up after school going back to live with my mom for a while. And I'm like, bro, I can't, this was probably about 2 months. I'm like, man, I can't stay with my mom no more, bro. It was cool. So my mom ended up, man, bless her heart, man, moms always look out for you, man. They always take care of you, even when you're a grown adult and you come back to school after college.
Absolutely.
Mom threw me some money and was like, here, take this money, do whatever you need to do. So I took the money, man. I ended up, one of my buddies who lived in Indianapolis had an apartment there, was like, hey, bro, come down here. So I took whatever money my mom gave me and was throwing it to him, for, help him with rent while I was looking for a job. I'm like, I got to do something. So I ended up working at, getting a job at Lowe's, which was right down the street from him. And then during that time, man, while I was at Lowe's, I started making, I redid my portfolio when I was back at home while I was with my mom. There were some things in my portfolio that were strong, but I felt like I needed to make them stronger that would help me apply for jobs. So when I got back, when I was staying with Tone in Indy and I was working at Lowe's, I started making like rappers do. I was making my mixtape, my portfolio on CDs with my resume, and I was physically going to different companies and primarily advertising and marketing agencies around Indy because I knew I wanted to they just intrigued me because they do a lot of different work with different clients and different things. So, and I didn't really want to work for a specific company doing one thing at the time. I kind of wanted to get my hands on a bunch of different things. So I'm making it sound like it was a easy thing, but long story short, one of the companies ended up biting on my portfolio and resume. This took a while now. I'm not going to say this happened overnight, guys.
How long did it take, you think?
Man, bro, it had to be like 4 or 5 months, bro. I was working at Lowe's for a minute. I'm like, man, I'm ringing people up and I'm pushing carts and there's nothing wrong. I do that to this day. I'll do whatever.
Yes.
But I was just like, man, I'm here. I shouldn't be doing this, man. But it took 4 to 5 months, bro. But I had to do it. I couldn't stay with my buddy and be lounging on his couch, not doing anything, or not supporting, at least trying to make a way for myself, man. So it probably took about 4 or 5 months. But even after that, once this company ended up biting on my resume and portfolio. They were like, we'll hire you as an intern, but we're not going to pay you. So I'm like, dang, but I'm going to do the work. So I was working at the company in the morning for like 4 or 5, 8 hours, and then working at Lowe's at night. So this was, and that probably went on for like a few months, bro, like 3 or 4 months. So you add the, 3 or 4 months of working there and then another 3 or 4 months of working there, being an intern, it adds up, whatever. So eventually they were like, hey, we love the work that you're doing. We want to hire you full time because of just the work that you're putting in. Bro, I was working my butt off, but I loved it. It was fun. The time I needed to put in there wasn't work for me because I was enjoying myself and I was learning.
Absolutely.
They were giving me opportunity to learn. So they ended up hiring me full time. I quit Lowe's. But to go back in the story, the guy that actually got my portfolio and my resume was a student from Indiana State who was a good friend with Glenn and called Glenn. Mm. And Glenn was one of the ones who actually vouched for me and told him what type of student I was.
So wow, in that moment, let's backtrack. So he was a former student ahead of you, right?
Yeah, I didn't.
So
the guy, Jason, the guy who hired me at the agency, yes, he was from Indiana State, but he was Jason was like 5 or 6 years older than me. So I had never met him at Indiana State or seen him in my life.
Did you have Glenn's name there as a reference, or how did you guys make that connection?
I think I did. You know what? I did. Under references, I had Glenn as one of my references on my resume. Now that I remember about that, I didn't even remember that. But yes, I did have Glenn on my resume as a reference.
So then Jason reaches out to him, and it's just a small world. So to that point, they weren't really looking at you like that until they were trying to offer you a permanent position, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was Jason. They reached out to Glenn. That was just prior to even giving me the internship because they didn't really need an intern.
Gotcha.
At that time. Jason, when I got in, they had me interning. They brought me in strictly off of the strength that I had a really good portfolio, and if they ever needed talent later that they would needed to hire, they grabbed somebody. Because, bro, I'm gonna tell you like this: when companies are interviewing creative, sometimes it's like you can come from wherever or have this, but it's all about your portfolio. So I feel like he saw my portfolio was really strong and I was a young student, and he was like, why would we wait until we need to hire somebody to go through all this? I see this right now as an opportunity to get somebody in here at this point, but I'm going to definitely call his reference to check on him because I know his reference, you know what I mean? Because he was also my professor. So it just kind of came full circle.
Can we stop right there? And let's highlight your portfolio because you know what I do, right?
Yeah.
On a day-to-day basis, I'm in on the delivery side of the recruiting industry for the creative industry. So, what was about your resume that attracted, Jason at that point or that agency?
More so my portfolio. Yeah, it was just when Jason told me when he looked at my portfolio, it had a lot of So at that advertising and marketing, it had a lot of advertising and marketing tools in it. So I did I got to think back, man, because this was years. I had a typography poster that I did. So one, we always want to see how you can, interact and treat type. So I had a typography poster that I did. I think it was like a Kanye West lyric, random. We're not going to learn about that. But Kanye West back in the day, I had a Mustang campaign I did with a poster, a CD booklet. I had oh man, bro, there's so much stuff. But I remember Jason specifically telling me that what attracted him to my portfolio was, yes, how good the work was, but it was all marketing and sales stuff, and he liked the typography stuff. So it related definitely to the industry that they were already in because I was creating marketing tools, but they were also very good, and it showed my personal work in creative. You know what I'm saying? Which I to this day, I think is still important for any student. And I think we just vibe, bro. So yeah, my portfolio was good, but I felt like when I came in there, the feeling I had when I interviewed with them felt like I would work well with them. So it was a personal.
So let's speak on that. How important is interpersonal skills?
Oh, it's that, bro. That's, I'm going to tell you, man, we've interviewed. So yeah, that's definitely I need to see your book is creative, man, but I got to definitely vibe well with you. And I got to see that, you're going to have fun and you're going to be interested in the work and yeah, you want to do it, and it's not just a day-to-day job to you, man. It's going to be something you feel passionate about. So like you were saying, when you train people who show interest in it, you're gonna tend to vibe with them more and interact with them more. So that interpersonal, man, being able to communicate and be here with people, man, that's important, man. We're gonna spend a lot of time together. We're working more than I get to spend with my family. I'm like, man, I see you every day. Well,
absolutely.
We're at home, but we got to have a good vibe together, man. We got to have fun together, and so that we're creating the best work we can do. We're getting the best out of each other, and we're not draining each other, so that when we go back home, we can give whatever energy that's still there to our family and our loved ones.
Absolutely. So now at this stage of your career, what are some of the things that you're looking to do in the future? Is it more so leadership roles or different things within the company?
Bro, I think eventually, man, you know what? So it comes around full circle, man. I think I want to go back to school to maybe get my master's, and I think I want to go back and teach, man.
Nice.
I think I want to be
I can see that too. I can see. So you want to be a Glenn the second?
Yeah.
You want to
pretty much
pay it forward?
Funny how people can inspire you, bro, how stuff comes around, man. But yeah, I kind of want to do, I think I want to teach, man. I like working with younger people, man. It's cool, man. Even when we have younger people at our job now, it's different, man. I can vibe with them. Yes, I have my difference because we're all generational, but I can understand them though, and I can relate to them, but also, you know what I'm saying? So it's cool, man. Yeah, so maybe teach, man, but I don't know. Right now, the position I'm in, man, I love it. Without managing a team, I'm already a leader, if that makes sense. So that's my
absolutely.
So I don't necessarily I used to have people under me, but now I don't. But I'm still like in a leadership role, if that makes sense. So just because I'm one of those people, I like to, take initiative, and if I see opportunity, I'll reach out and I'll do it and see how it goes. So I'm always, I think that's one of the things. I'm always going to be a leader, no matter what position I am. But I also know when I need to step back too and let other people lead, which is a good leader, right?
Absolutely. You got to read the room. So as we're closing this out, what is some of the things that some of the advice would you give somebody trying to get in the industry that you're in?
Figure out what area of the industry, because like design is so like, I don't know, man, it's so many different like parts to it. Like you could be doing product design, you could do print design, you could do web design, but then even within that, so just find whatever area of it that you're passionate about, like go that route, man. And it's gonna be tough, man. I don't know what I've been in the industry so long now and working, I don't know how it is to find a job, but it was tough like even when I was out there, so I don't know how it is right now. But your portfolio, man, that's the real thing. Like your portfolio has to be strong, has to show a variety of things, and let it show your personality. Let me see a lot of you in your portfolio. You know what I'm saying? Like to see what type of person you are, because that's, I don't know, sometimes, like you said, sometimes it's like you vibe off people off of personal things, and if you're showing who you are in your portfolio, and I see something that intrigues me or is different or something that I want, I'm gonna gravitate to it. It's like, wow, like I've never seen that, or and what type of person this person is. I want that person. So let it be representational of you, but also let it, show a variety of things. Let me see some, I'm saying from a print design, some typography. Maybe let me see some UX stuff. I don't know if you're interested in that, some web stuff.
Right.
But a lot of times designers aren't, like, people think that too, though. Like they think you have to, as a designer, be able to do, there's designers who do all the things, but really there's like print designers, there's web designers, but it could be different now. Nobody is like, oh, I do UX, I do web, and I do, like, they're all specifically be true to your lane. You know what I'm saying? But if you are all of them, dude, you're awesome. You're killing the game. But right. Have an awesome portfolio. Let it show who you are. Be your authentic self. And the right opportunity at the right time will come to you. Portfolio, bro.
That's great advice. And I'll just throw this in there from my lens, right? What I look for is, in the clients we work with, we want to be able to, I feel like, have a professional portfolio, show those, the variety and stuff like that, clean, concise, straight to the point. But then once you really want to let down your hair, have that personal one too, right? So where they can see, this is what the professional side is. And then also, this is what I really love to do. So then they can get an idea, okay, they can turn it on, they can turn it off, or we can use this person in this place. I would say do that, and you'll have more opportunities, right? If you will, if you want to work with some of those bigger name companies. But that's my advice. So that's just something I'm seeing on my end.
I can touch on that too, though, bro. I definitely agree with you, because sometimes when we get people in that we interview, I'm like, to my point of like it being personal, sometimes we get them like, bro, that relates nothing to what we're doing.
Right.
And it's nice, but we can't hire them because, like, so like Jason said, have a little bit of both. Like I need to be able to see that whatever you're interested in also can be like transferred over to professional, I guess. But have those professional pieces and a few in there that can show a little bit of your personality. But it's nice if those personality pieces can show like a little bit of professionalism. And I think that's what I had when I did my portfolio. Is like when I say that, like a little bit of you. So like the Mustang campaign I did, I was into like cars, but it was done as a marketing campaign. So it showed that like I like fast cars. The typography poster I did of the lyrics was, showing it was clean and it showed typography treatment, but it was also showed my interest in hip hop music. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, somehow, you're right. Merge those two, bro. Because sometimes I come in, I'm like, they did show me a portfolio of like stuff, and I'm like, no.
This is not it. This is not the one. This is not it. So if you guys are listening, watching this on YouTube, listen, take hold of this. You have somebody on the inside, and you have someone in leadership that's doing the day-to-day work, and we're seeing these things. So have a personal portfolio and a professional, and you'll get in the door at least, or you'll get a look like, oh, we can use this person. So any last words for the audience, and where can people find you, or if you have some type of outreach?
I'm older, so I'm pretty private. I mean, I do have a Instagram, but it's personal, man. A Facebook, yeah, but I don't really.
Where can people? Do you have a community or something that you're a part of that maybe somebody could tap in with you?
Bro, they can always hit me up on LinkedIn, man. Definitely.
Okay.
Hit me up on there. I'm an open book, man. If anybody you want me to look at your book, or if you have any questions or anything like that, like definitely just hit me up on LinkedIn. I can give you my email address, man. Or I am all about. I told you guys like I eventually thinking about going back to be a teacher, but I'm an open book, man. I'm gonna give you whatever. If you got questions, I'm gonna be real authentic with you and give you advice. And I like to share as much knowledge as I can that I have, man, because I don't want to. I've learned that the best way to learn things or to figure out how to do things is to ask the people who are already doing it. You know what I mean?
That's the cheat code, man. Yeah. That's really a cheat code, bro.
What are you doing? What applications? What tools are you using within these applications? Like, what do I need to be making sure I have a grasp on in order to get me ahead? Or,
Bro, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Appreciate it.
It's been a pleasure. Man, bro, I really appreciate you. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, make sure you guys comment below. Let Peanut know how impactful this was to you. If you're in design, if you want to get in the industry, leave your comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. What DJ Khaled say? Another one.
Or as my daughter says, God did.
God did. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one.
All right, see you, man. Take it easy, bro.